Hey, this is Joe, and on the VW GTI we have a little bit of body work to do on the left driver's side quarter panel. As you see here, we have some pretty bad ding here, and we have an indentation here. Looks like there's a scratch right here. Looks like somebody drove along and mashed that in pretty good. Let me get off to the side, see if you can see the just how bad that dent is. Let's take a look from the other direction. As you can see, it's pretty well dinged in. And then on here, there's a bit of a ding. We have to open the door and try to pull that out. So first of all, let me show you what tools we've picked up. On Amazon, we picked up a glue stick body dent remover. Comes with the glue gun, a puller, some sticks, and some little plastic pull tabs. We're going to start from the rightmost portion of this dent and work our way toward the most heavily damaged area. Now, I have some doubts on whether those plastic pulls are going to work on this portion of the severely damaged area. So what I may end up doing is, if I can't pull this out, I have my slide hammer. I'll drill a small hole and try to pull the severely damaged area out using a slide hammer and a screw. Here's the inside of the door. You're probably not going to see that because of the black paint and in the shadow, but there's a really deep dent right here. So after we pull this portion out, I'll come in with the screw and try to pull it out this way, see what we can do. I don't think the plastic pull tabs are going to work on this severely damaged area. So after I pull this section out, then I have a slide hammer. I'm going to drill a small hole and try to get in there with a screw, and we'll then try to pull this damaged area out from an angle this way. And again, the same thing right here on the edge of the door jamb. There's an indentation right here. I doubt very much that those plastic tabs will work there, so we'll use a screw. We'll use a screw and slide hammer to try to pull that out. So first of all, let's clean up the area with some Windex and a towel, and then let's glue those tabs on. There's several different size pull tabs. There's a large surface here, a slightly smaller surface, and we work our way down to very small. Considering the dent is pretty big, we're going to start out with maybe this or this tab, and then we'll see how that works. If that doesn't pull evenly, then we'll switch to the bigger tab and see what happens. And then we'll come back, glue these tabs on, and start trying to do some pulling. The instructions indicate that you want a really clean surface. So what I've done is sprayed some Windex on this towel. Try to get all the dirt off of there, because you want that glue to really adhere to the body panel. So let's let this dry for a minute, and then we'll try gluing some of the tabs onto the door skin. In reading the instructions, it says on a larger dent to start out with the larger tab. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the tab here, and we're going to put the glue on the tab. And let's hold that for a second for it to really grab. It's about 70 some degrees outside today, so we're going to let this cool down for 2 to 5 minutes, and then we'll come back and then we'll try to do a little pulling on this tab. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our T-bar, and we're going to, and as you see, it just popped right off. We're going to have to re-stick that on with maybe a little bit more glue. I did something a little different this time. I cleaned the surface with a little acetone and then let it dry. And I moved the glue tab a little bit more toward the center of the dent. So let's see what happens now. And it did pull part of that dent out. So now let's move the tab over to this area, try to pull it out. What it says in the instructions, to remove the tab, you spray a little bit of alcohol on the tab, and that should loosen up that hot glue. We have the second pull tab mounted. And as I thought, this is going to be difficult because of this damage right here. I have a little spray bottle with some rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. So we'll let that set now, and it's supposed to loosen those tabs up, and then we'll try to pull those off, and then we'll come in with the slide hammer, see what we can do. In trying to pull the tab off, it pulled the paint off, which isn't surprising. Whoever did the body work beforehand, looks like they didn't prep it very well. That's okay. I'm going to have to sand the really severely damaged area anyway, so we'll just sand the paint down to the primer, and I'm going to spray the second tab a little bit more and let it sit. Surprisingly, I was able to spray the tab with some of the isopropyl alcohol and pull the hot glue off, and it didn't damage the tab. So I wasn't aware that you could reuse these tabs. We re-glued this tab, and after shooting some isopropyl alcohol on it, I was able to remove all of the hot glue. So it worked pretty well. So I'm going to be able to reuse these. That pulled out a little bit. We're going to keep on working our way down. That pulled out a lot of this portion of the dent right here. Now we're going to come down to this hole, try to pull out some more. After I get this pulled with the slide hammer, I'll bring the camera in close, let you take a look. It's getting a little better. We'll come in. I'm going to do the inside of the door jamb now. Pull that out, and then I'll try to work my way around that low spot. We can't get it perfect, but we can get it up to where we can use a heck of a lot less Bondo than we should. Let me work on that a little bit more, and I'll show you as we go along. Now we're going to pull a little bit on the side of the door jamb. Now we're going to pull a little bit here and a little bit there. We've taken a flap wheel, 80 grit, and we've knocked down a lot of the Bondo, brought it down to bare metal. Then we've taken a very small body hammer and we've lightly tapped down the high spots here where the screw was pulling out the metal around the drilled hole. So now we have it pretty close to where we only need about 1/8 of an inch of body filler. I'm going to go ahead and run my hand over it. We're going to check it. We may have to pull it out a teeny bit more, But it's looking pretty close now to where we can fill this in. Again, you only want about 1/8 of an inch of body filler, a quarter at the most, and I don't like to go a quarter. That's way too thick. So we'll go ahead and check it out here a little bit, and then we'll put a little body filler on. We put a few coats of body filler and did a lot of sanding, and then what I wanted to do was spray a little primer on so I can see the high and low spots better. I have a few high and low spots, but I'm running out of time. I have to get ready for the autocross. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it as it is for now. After the season is over, I will come back, try to level some of these low spots out. I went and picked up some guide coat, and a guide coat is sort of a blackish powder. You put that on, and then when you sand it, you can immediately see where the high spots are and where the low spots are. So this panel is not perfect right now. We still have a little work to do on it, but I wanted to show you the progress on it. So hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.